but it's like it's so much more work over here. I don't know why.
Okay, we're good to go.
Turn the AC off and we'll go.
Great.
Camera's rolling.
Yeah, but it's great, and we're so pleased to have you over here, and so pleased that you're bringing this fantastic album.
Thank you.
It must be good for you as well, coming with so much support from the States. It's done phenomenally well.
Yeah.
I understand it's your best-selling.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Your best-selling album to date.
Yeah, this is it sold the album sold 730,000 copies the first week out. It's double platinum and a half, and it's only been out for 2 months. And it's just incredible. I mean, it just goes to show when you don't go against what's in your heart and you do what's in your heart, you did the right thing. And everybody's happy. My fans are happy, and that's what makes me happy.
Tony, can I just step in just a second? Sorry.
Yeah, everybody's happy.
Yeah.
But when you went to make this album, I mean, do you think that it reflects how you were? You were feeling in a good place. I kind of sense a real strength and a really good energy in this album. And does that reflect where you were in your head when you went to make it?
Yeah, when I went to make this album, I was already in a place where I decided I would deal with whatever it really is and stop playing around with it. And if I have issues, I have issues still. You know, I'm not ever going to be perfect. So, you know, that's where you get songs like Baggage and, you know, Ain't Really Love and Take Me As I Am, because at the end of the day, you know, I mean, let me just get back to the question at hand. The question at hand is, you know, it's about me being a realistic place. That's where I was when I was making the album. That's where I'm always at when I'm making any album. And I mean, that's the only thing that could come of it.
Do you still use it as a kind of a cathartic experience, though? Do you kind of vent your frustrations, but in a more positive direction?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of use it for therapy. You know, music, writing and making music, because I have to incorporate the question. In making my records, I always use it as therapy, just a moment to get things off my chest. And when I'm getting things off my chest, I find out when the music is released that so many people are dealing with the same things. You know, there are so many people that, you know, women, you know, that can never get accepted for who they are after they've worked so hard on everything they, you know, become. So songs like Take Me As I Am would represent that, you know, far as finding, you know, getting to a point where it's like, okay, the reason why I'm like this and the reason why I can't keep a man or couldn't keep a man in a relationship is because I didn't have a father figure in my life, and my mother was a abused, you know, hurt woman. So songs like Father and You come from there, saying basically to the man, like, you know, I need to trust you, and I need you to make me, you know, not make me feel bad, but make me feel better about myself. But even if you don't make me feel better, I have to make myself feel better. And I mean, basically, it's just, you know, just airing out how you feel about things without offending people, taking in consideration that your fans have children now, and there are children listening, and just while you're, you know, getting stuff off your chest, just be careful of the ears of people.
That's true, because now, like looking back, you've got fans who are mothers now. Everyone's grown up together. But I feel as a woman that I've always been able to identify with your lyrics, and that's what I always love about your music, is that even if it's not personally happened to me, I love kind of lyrics with meaning and with soul. And if somebody's written them from the heart, you feel it, you know? And you know, we take that away. And I mean, like Be Without You, it's just, you connect with that track as soon as it comes on, and it takes you to another place. And I always think that's really important.
Right.
I mean, where did you want to take us on this album, other than, you know, sort of it seems
Where I wanted people to go with me on this album is, you know, a lot of people want to know how I got like this. They want to know, how did she do it? How is she doing it? How I'm doing it is through songs, like understanding that, you know, like songs like Take Me As I Am is for everybody that doesn't like the way I am or the way I look or the way I'm portraying myself. Too bad. I worked really hard to get here. No disrespect, but your opinion is your opinion. You know, Good Woman Down is like, you can't hold me down. I've been through too much and I've come up out of that. So you cannot hold a good woman down who's willing to go through the pain and do the work to get better. you know, and be without you. I work for that relationship. So as long as he's not beating me up or cheating on me or abusing me in any kind of way, I'd rather be with him. And I'm not settling for anything less anymore. And that's just the way it is.
No, it's really positive though. I get the real positive side to this album. Are you enjoying sort of life at the moment? Are you enjoying traveling? Are you enjoying? I mean, you come to London. I know it's on a promo trip. Do you get any time out? How's things? Sort of.
I don't really get a lot of time out when I'm coming over, overseas over here to, do promotional work. It's so much work when I come over here. It's like slave drive work. And I mean, but I'm not complaining. I'm glad that people still want to hear from me or even want to do an interview with me or even interested in me. So, you know,
Very interesting. We want to know when you're coming over to perform. I mean, have you got any dates, sort of, any live dates sort of planned or in the back of your head? I mean, is that a good place for you to think about, sort of getting out there and doing the show?
I mean, I have tour dates, but it's for in the States right now. I believe we'll work our way back over here. I can't wait to perform these songs. I can't wait to show people exactly, how I'm doing it, how I did it and how I'm doing it, because the journey is never going to be over until you did. We're not perfect people, so we're going to always have something to say.
You've got some good friends on this album with you. How did you choose and decide who to work with, and what kind of support did they give you?
The way I choose the collaborators on any record of mine is through what they do and how I respect what they do. Like, if in their work, I respect Jay-Z because he is hip hop. You had Biggie is still around, but if it was Biggie, it would be Biggie and Jay-Z if Biggie still was alive. You got to respect him for the entrepreneurship that he's brought to hip hop and showing you that it's more than just being a rapper. It's all about making money and making moves and for your future. And then people like Bono are people that I've been working with for years, from Elton John to Sting to Eric Clapton to George Michael. And people like Bono I love working with because Bono is someone that represents what every artist should represent, and that's a giver. We're not in this position as artists to take from people, but we're in this position to get the things we get and give it back, whether that's information, whether that's charities, whatever it may be. And that's why I really respect and love working with Bono. How the song came about, let me give you the story on how one came about. About 3.5 years ago, Music Cares did a tribute to Bono. You know what Music Cares is? Okay. All right. Did a tribute to Bono. They wanted me to perform the song One for that tribute to Bono. So they sent me the record. I had to learn it and, listen to the lyrics and stuff like that. And I fell in love with the lyrical content because it was right around the time of 9/11 and everybody was going through stuff. And the lyrical content says, okay, we're all one, So basically, why do we have to go through something like this in order to see that? And so I nailed the song. Bono loved it. He sent me flowers and was raving about it. So about a year later, I'm sitting at Jimmy Iovine's house. I'm like, the song comes on. And I'm like, Jimmy, I got to perform. I got to have this record on. I got to record it or do something. So Jimmy said, don't forget you said that. So let's fast forward to the breakthrough. I'm recording the album, and then Hurricane Katrina happens. And Jimmy thought it was a good idea for us to perform the record for the to raise money for Hurricane Katrina. So we performed the record for the live broadcast, and we took that version from the live television feed, and we put it on. We took it to the studio, fixed it up, put it on the album, and the rest is history.
But I mean, you did that amazing performance as well for the Grammys.
Right.
I mean, how is that to be sort of? Do you kind of like dig into the rock side of you and kind of have a bit of fun with that,
Yeah. The Grammy performance was so emotional, but it was a monumental It was a moment where I got a chance to, let everybody see that hip hop soul has met rock and roll officially, and let them know that I'm singing rock and roll, but every movement I do is all the movement, all, everything that comes out of me in my hip hop soul music. And it was definitely a moment where I was like, gosh, I went from real love to being on stage with Bono at the Grammys. it's it was an incredible moment.
I mean, just you talking about hip hop, rock and roll meeting, but this album to me is very eclectic. There's something for everyone on here. You can't sort of pigeonhole this album. It's just got a wealth of sound in there.
That's good. I'm glad that everyone loves the album the way they do. We didn't go searching for a sound. We just knew what was in our heart. Whatever felt good to us in our heart, we went with it. And we have like a broader scale of music. Like everybody think hip hop soul is just hip hop and jumping around, but hip hop soul could even stem from jazz loops to rock and roll loops. Whatever you choose to do, but it's all about the music. And apparently we chose all the right tracks, and lyrical content comes out of your heart, and whatever writer you decide to work with helps you with that, and then you got a masterpiece.
How easy is it for you to put your album out to public criticism? I mean, is it like a baby to you? Is it like releasing your child into the world, and you're kind of thinking, oh, don't be...
Right. It's my, when you put your music out, the hardest thing for so many artists is what people are going to say. But the information my mother gave me as a child, she always said to me, you can't please everyone. Always remember that. And that's how I do my music. They're my children, they're my babies, and I say, you can't please everyone. You're not going to make everybody happy, but go out there and be yourself. And if you be yourself, they can't take that away from you, and they'll respect you for it.
You've had so much success. Do you still manage to maintain kind of part of you that isn't an artist? Is there still kind of Mary, just the girl kind of, and how much time do you get to enjoy your kind of personal space and not be a celebrity, not be a star?
I get to enjoy my personal space a lot. I'm not just a celebrity. Like right now, sitting in this interview, I'm married, giving an interview. I'm not turning something on and off. Like I don't even know how to do that. And when I perform, I just do what I'm doing. So there's not like 5 people living in me. There'd be 2 people because I have an alter ego by the name of Brooke that I have to keep in prison because she doesn't know how to act. So we have to keep her locked up. But we use her for the records, so she's rapping all over the records. But we keep her locked up.
That makes sense.
Right, exactly. But, as far as being a girl and having girl time, I'm not, I watch Alias and 24 and just things, television shows just like everybody else do. And I spend so much time with my husband. Like, that's all I know how to do is really be, I'm working on learning how to be a wife right now. And it's really hard, but I'm happy that I'm in the situation where I can work on being a wife.
I know what you mean, because like I think that's the biggest challenge is like a relationship is the hardest thing, because you've got to be selfless in a way, but you've got to maintain who you are. You can't let somebody shadow you, and that is a skill. And I think that if
you know the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
You know the whole thing. If you don't want to find out who you are, don't get married. If you don't want to find out who he is, don't get married. But if you're willing to find out and who you are and who he is, and you really love the person, give it a shot. As long as he's not beating on you, cheating on you, and lying to you, you got something.
Needs your cup of tea in the morning.
He doesn't do all that. He's such a man. They don't do any of that.
I like the man thing as well. So you're not turned into a homemaker, have you? You into cooking and kind of like.
I haven't turned into a homemaker, being married, but I can cook. I can cook, and if I had to, if all this was taken away from me today or tomorrow, I can survive. I can cook. I know where to go go bargain shopping at. I know what to do. I know how to clean up my house myself very well. I don't need a maid for that, and I'll be all right.
What's the hardest part about? Because obviously, you get into this because of the love of the music, and then this whole other ball, kind of the celebrity side and the fame side comes with it, whether you want it or not. Mm-hmm. And how do you deal with that? And was there a moment where you remember and you think, wow, I'm famous. You know, this is like, this is it. I've moved beyond. You know, you move to a different level.
I think I realized that I was famous the first time I really got it, far as like the paparazzi goes, was I was in London, and we were leaving the Ivy, and the press or the paparazzi or whatever, they chased us in this car, and they was jumping on the sidewalks to get it, like in their cars, trying to get us. And I was like, okay, I'm famous. I'm really famous because nobody pays that much attention to Mary J. Blige, then. But, now they do, so.
It seems though, I mean, in your career, that the whole sort of paparazzi and the media focus is expanding so much that, I mean, they have these sites like Gawker.com and where people are taking pictures of you on the mobile phone. And how do you deal with that side of it? And have you seen sort of the really the spotlight widen and widen and widen, where you can't even go to the store without being, camcorders, and where do you think the line should be drawn?
I think I learned to deal with the paparazzi by just, if you want to take the pictures, take the pictures. I'm not going to run away from you. But if I'm in my car and I'm driving off, that means get out of here. And I think the line is drawn when you're driving on the highway, like they did, I don't know if it was Lindsay Lohan or Reese Witherspoon. They crashed into her car trying to get at her. The line is drawn there. When now it's violent, and now we got a problem because you're putting your hands on me and you're trying to end my life over some stupid pictures that you might get $5,000 for, but I'll end up dead. So the line is drawn right there. You touch me, I'm touching you. So it won't be a nice situation.
Well, you seem in a great space, and I'm so pleased this album's done well in America, and I'm sure that Europe's going to embrace it just the same way.
Well, I
And
hope
look at that was the bell.
Saved by the bell.
Can I do, is it okay to ask you to do an idol?
Sure, that's fine.
Okay. Hi, I'm Mary J. Blige, and you're watching Entertainment Now.
Okay. Hi, I'm Mary J. Blige, and you're watching Entertainment Now.
Brilliant. It's lovely to talk to you.
Oh, thank you.